Amnesty International has called on the Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe and anyone involved with the club to speak up about human rights violations in Saudi Arabia after 81 people were executed in the Gulf state at the weekend. 80% of the Premier League club is owned by the Saudi Arabian-led Public Investment Fund, which Newcastle insists is independent from the Gulf state itself. But its chairman is Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who is also Deputy Prime Minister. Following Newcastle's 1-0 defeat at Chelsea yesterday, Howe was asked by the media about events in Saudi Arabia, but on 4 occasions refused to answer. Whilst he said he was well aware of what was going on, he insists his focus was on football, and that's drawn some criticism.
Ultimately, Eddie Howe isn't the decision maker on who should own Newcastle United. So let me say that first. But he is a football manager who is working for a club where the owners are committing human rights violations. And what we would urge him to do, and urge anybody involved with Newcastle, be aware of these issues, right? 81 people were beheaded in Saudi Arabia over the weekend. We would like him and we would like others to be able to speak up about that. Now, he's not the person that's ultimately in charge of making those decisions about the ownership, but he is someone that has a voice in speaking about these issues.
The questions around Newcastle's new owners and the end of the Abramovich era at Chelsea have led to further scrutiny of the ownership of Premier League clubs. Former Chelsea player Pat Nevin says the introduction of a stricter fit and proper persons test for the owners could leave the league in a weaker position, but adds if that were to be happening, so be it.
The big problem with that is then the next sentence is, oh, by the way, can we get a new owner quick? Well, you don't do that if you need to do the due diligence in that as well. So even Chelsea fans who would like that to happen, they do not want another owner in who could be a difficulty 5, 10, 15, 19 years down the line, or indeed any club would like that. But there's 2 things going on here. Sometimes it's done in a hurry. Well, fortunately, that's not happened with the likes of Newcastle United, but it still ended up with owners that some people are very, very uncomfortable with. So yes, the Premier League would have to look at it, but I will make you absolutely one promise. If the Premier League decide that and they change the rules of ownership and the money largely goes out the game that would have gone into the game, the money will go somewhere else to some other game. England happens to be at the forefront at the moment, but again, no God-given right. It used to be Italy that was the forefront of this. So it may well be that in time, if you do have that sort of, looking at the right type of person to be on running football clubs, there is a downside, which is you might not be the top league in the world. I would kind of shrug my shoulders on that and say, well, so be it.